well, I shouldn't say every kid, but I mean, in Canada it's very common for kids to grow up playing hockey, and obviously watching hockey on TV. It's become a lot more prevalent now, and now, although some of the prices are pretty high, getting to a game is a fantastic experience, and just even getting to talk to some of the players, some of the stars in the league is such an exciting a time for a kid. And it doesn't have to be a hockey player. It can be it could be a bank manager, it could be an artist, it could be a performer, and anybody that kind of makes an impact on a kid and his future can have a very everlasting effect and a very profound effect on what kids can do and the path that they take. And for me, I'd always wanted to play hockey, and I had goals in mind and wanting to make the National League, but really never met any of the prominent hockey players. But I love to play and I love to watch. And just as it happened in Transcona, which is a suburb of Winnipeg, where they were hosting the Manitoba Junior B, the Western Canada Junior B Championships. It was about 1979 or 80, so I would have been 10 years old. And so my mom let me ride my bike to the rink and pay my $1 or whatever it was to get in and watch the game. And long story short, they won the game, and it was fantastic. And the home team winning was a great experience. And so I just didn't want the day to end, and managed to stick around the dressing room and kind of look down the hallway, and just as a little kid, kind of peeking and curiosity, a very curious kid, and one of the players had noticed me. I think I delivered papers to him as a kid, and he noticed me down the hall and actually asked me to come in, and half the guys had left already, and I was super nervous and didn't know what I was getting myself into, and if I was in trouble or not. And it was just a great experience, just being in the dressing room. There was about 8 or 9 guys still there. I still remember the sweat, the smell of the sweat there, and the orange peels on the ground, and tape balls, and kind of remnants of the champagne had been the bottles had been corked and popped, and it was just terrific. And one of the guys, like I said, recognized me as his paper boy and said, "Hey, he's a little hockey player, and he's going to be a good hockey player one day." And I remember he gave me his little pin. I mean, it's a little tournament pin that is so insignificant maybe to those guys even at the time, and who knows, maybe some of them kept it or not. But one of the guys gave me his pin, and I mean, I just kept that pin. I held it in my hand, and I remember getting on my bike and riding home and as fast as I could to tell everybody about my experience. And they weren't professionals. In fact, none of them went on to be professional hockey players. But I'm sure they're various jobs and great members of the community. But at that time, they were the people that I looked up to, and really encouraged me to kind of want to be a hockey player. And I'll never forget that day.